trolled, peace-loving response would have been,
bro,
hey, bro,
what he said.
Hold up, I'm speaking. Hold up. You better hold up while I'm talking, though. So the correct... Hold up, though. Hold up. You better keep holding on. You better hold on. Carter, hey, he needs some milk. Hold on. What I'm saying is...
Talk like that, dude.
Hold on, because you interrupted me, bro. You interrupted me, bro, and I don't appreciate it. I don't appreciate you yelling at me. Hey, hold up, you yelling in my ear now. Hold up, you yelling at me now. Hold on now. Don't be threatening me and murdering me now. Y'all gonna come over here and murder me? You gonna come knife me up? Hold up, he gonna kill me now. Hold up, I better watch my back. He coming.
All right. Calm down, guys. This is.
I was saying, hold on, though. Hold on, you better hold it.
Oscar, the only reason why he responded that way is because you interrupted him. Just stop.
Fuck him.
Okay.
That's right, no impulse control.
All I'm saying is, if he was told...
Y'all act like assholes.
Y'all better hold up. Y'all better hold up.
Oscar, chill out.
Y'all pissing me the fuck off.
I'm about to get the strap.
Nah, for
Okay, first of all, let me say I am sorry, Oscar. I very much like Oscar. Oscar, I want to be your friend, and I'm just fucking around. So if I'm actually upsetting you, I want to be the first one without being prompted. I am sorry. I just was doing the Ebonics voice, and maybe it was inappropriate, but I was trying to be funny because when I came in the room, there was this woman trolling, and it seemed like she was getting a pass. However, if I personally were to troll in the same way, I wouldn't be tolerated in the same way. And the only point I was trying to make about the tent is that if he was told by the coach to sit in the tent, as Keegan said, the correct response would have been, hey man, the coach told me to sit here. Can you just chill out? It's raining or whatever. I'll move on in a little bit. Just chill out, okay? But instead he said, I'm ready to fight right now. Let's fight, basically.
how do you know that was said? That's what I'm saying.
Because the cops made a police report.
Bro, everybody don't know everything verbatim. You hear everything 10 different times when you hear a story, bro. Everybody doesn't know the story every time unless it was recorded. When we see the recording that everyone says that they were recording the situation, then we'll know what was said
So
and everything verbatim.
can I just start saying that what happened was Austin Metcalf walked up and then Carmelo just started going, man, this cracker, I'm gonna stab you, cracker, and then just stabbed him.
Yeah, whatever you want to say. Y'all making it seem like that. Y'all making it seem like that's what he did. Like the dude Austin Metcalf.
Do that though.
No. You making it seem like Austin Metcalf walked up to the dude like, how you doing, Carmelo? Can you please get up out of your seat? And Carmelo was like, no, I ain't getting up out of the seat. Like, shut the fuck up, Keegan. What are you saying?
I stated that I think Austin Metcalf probably came out there disrespectfully said, this is our tent, move. Right? I don't think he said please. I don't think he was like, oh, hey, man, this is our tent, you leave. No, I think he said, hey, man, you're not part of our team, move. Like, get going.
Let's put it like this.
But
is that justification for stabbing me?
that's the exact point.
What a black folks.
Is that justification for stabbing me?
Hello?
That's amazing.
What a black folks.
So,
Come
bro.
on, bro.
The cracker's speaking for me.
I
have said a lot of things on this app. Is there any justification for stabbing?
No.
You have said a load of things on this app. You're a J-word whisperer. When does the J-word come out next? Come on, Dr. T-Robs.
Okay, amazing. Of course the Jew who says that was news.
There you go, Norm.
100%. And to occupy you and to commit genocide on you. Absolutely.
Are we identifying that it is okay to be like self-sufficiency, independent within a sovereign entity? Is that like totally out the books here or off?
Sovereign citizens is a complete
Not a sovereign citizen. Not a sovereign citizen, sir. I'm talking about.
You were talking about
self-sufficient.
agency right now, Lucifer.
Yeah, I mean,
You're
like.
talking about agency.
Okay, so we identified that both individuals.
No, bro, he's a child. He doesn't
What-
have his own. He doesn't have agency. He cannot act on his own volition.
Oh, that's enough.
That's what we're told. He's a child. That's the way they frame it.
Well,
He's a
okay,
poor little
so
timid
okay,
boy.
what
He
we
doesn't
are
have agency.
right. What we're identifying is that the truth is they do, but this is not being taught at home on both sides. Now, can we agree on that?
Well, did his parents tell him to bring the knife to school? Because
No,
if he didn't,
regardless-
well,
regardless of
then
the
that's on
time.
his own. That's agency.
I understand. We're talking about the byproduct, right? But we're saying complete agency, which everyone has inherently has. We're saying that it wasn't taught to know thyself, to see thyself, who you are walking into any situation. Like both parties. I'm not justifying the young man. I don't condone nobody stabbing somebody over what somebody said. I don't even give a damn. You could be touched. I've been shot. I don't want to kill nobody. So I don't know. For me, I'm the alien in this whole equation because I don't move. I don't justify shit like that. You can't hurt me. You can't. There's nothing you can say. There's nothing you can do to hurt me because I am the boss.
And you know what? If everybody had that thought process, it would be that's a good thought process to have. I'm not.
But that's all I'm trying to identify here is that maybe God.
Yeah, it's all.
Maybe the
It's all
divine
great to
entity.
think this way. Okay. I'm not
So
gonna go
yeah.
with that.
So like I said,
But that's a great way to think. But at the end of the day, Austin Metcalf lost his life, and we have to
I
understand.
understand.
What I'm trying to.
I
This is
disagree
what
in
goes-
principle with what he says, right? Like, for example, this comes down to identity, right? And whether it's literal or figurative, we all hold these little flags, right? Like, I support this sports team, or I'm from this country, or my parents are ethnically from here. It's like, we all have identities, right? Multiple identities. And the more identities that you have, the greater the surface area. Like, it's like a football pitch. The more football pitches there are, that if something lands, that you're more likely to get offended. The smaller your identity, the less chance there is for something to provoke a response out of you that's going to meaningfully make you take action. And that's what he's saying.
Here's the problem in this whole situation. This is the thing that nobody wants to admit, right? This entire thing could be avoided. One, before I even say that, quite literally nothing, and anybody that ran track or even played sports in general could attest to this. Quite literally nothing gives a 17-year-old the authority to physically remove anybody from anywhere. Nothing. Second, this whole thing is avoidable if one party just follows the golden rule of keep your hands to yourself. So here's the problem is the problem is we're expecting, and this is what I hate about, and this is about what I hate about my people as well, right? Because there's a lot of us saying it too. We're expecting black people to just not have the same fucking liberties as white people, because let's not forget when Kyle Rittenhouse murdered two people.
No one said he couldn't kill him if it was white. No one has said that.
Can I finish my thought? Can I finish my thought?
Hey, Tim, you better hold up, Tim.
Hold up.
Like, yo.
Lucifer is speaking. Hold up.
So
Watch your fucking mouth.
this is Luke Brown, by the way. I'm not Luke Brown.
We're gonna let Trey finish.
Yeah, so what's happening is a lot of y'all, and y'all don't, and of course you're not gonna openly admit it. A lot of y'all aren't gonna admit it, and I expect that you're not gonna admit that you only are against this kid because it's a black kid that killed a white kid. However, I'm man enough to admit that Kyle Rittenhouse, yeah, bitch, if you hit me with a skateboard and I have a gun, you're meeting your maker. Like, keep your hands to yourself, bro. Like, it's quite literally as simple as that. And again, nothing justifies a 17-year-old. I'm somebody that's ran track. I've been under the wrong tent. Quite literally, almost every track meet I've ever been in. Nothing justifies another child putting their hands on you to move you somewhere. And under Texas law, Texas is not a due to retreat state. Texas law should allow this kid to walk, right? And
But you're not making a legal argument, though.
He gets a special pass because he's a black boy under a tent with a knife. He gets a special privilege pass.
He gets a special pass because he was assaulted first.
If everyone's just abided by the golden rule, which is just keep your hands to yourself, that could have also applied to the other gentleman. He didn't need to take the knife out. He didn't even need to bring the knife with him, and he certainly
I'm
didn't
sorry.
stab him.
What's your height?
Wait, what is
I'm
the golden
6'2".
rule?
What's your height?
Golden rule?
I'm 6'2".
You're 6'2", right? This kid is 5'9", 130 pounds. And the other kid is 6 foot even, 215 pounds.
No, he was five. No, he was five. No, he's 5'10", and he's like 150 or 160.
I'm going off what his mouth split says. His mouth split says 5'9".
What is it, Mister? What is the golden rule, though? What is the actual golden rule?
That anyone who's actually educated in violence wants to avoid it at all costs. Ask anyone involved in mixed martial
Is
arts.
that the golden rule?
Yeah, it is.
No, the golden rule is treat your neighbor the way you want to be
Yeah,
treated.
that's what I thought. Do unto others as you want them to do unto you.
Actually,
Okay.
here's my
Okay.
question.
Actually,
real quick, if I may,
Well, I want to quit.
Real quick to you, not real quick to me.
Real quick.
Everyone needs to be real quick. Trey, as someone who also ran track for 6 years, first of all, I've never been underneath another team's tent. I don't know how you got yourself in that predicament multiple times.
Because it's track. Okay, so on the field, absolutely not.
My question to you is, have you ever been told to leave another team's tent?
No.
Because without a doubt, we would have told.
No,
other
you know
teams
why?
to not
Because
be
I
underneath our
understood.
tent.
You know why? Because I understand. On the field, absolutely not. But in the bleachers, it's pretty free game. It's pretty much free game. I've never been told to leave another team's tent ever.
Well, this is like, so everyone understands.
And it wasn't really a tent, it was a
This track meet, just so everyone understands, was a championship track meet. Okay, this is their championships.
Track season just started, so it wasn't.
Well, this is what the report says. So I
Shut the fuck up, nigga.
I understand the tracks just started, but I don't know if this was then their city I don't know why they're calling it the championships, but this is what's been said. I understand. I agree with you. The track season should have started only a few months ago, a month or two ago. But what I want to say is, real quick, is that this individual, they were at a track meet. They both were not running in the meet. They both were not.
They both were running in the meet. Where are you reading this? Because I've read the reports.
Stop fucking yelling.
Both of them have mileage accounts for that meet. What are you saying?
All right, post in the chat. You post.
Austin was a field. Austin was a field guy. He was doing distance, and I believe he was.
He was a field guy. I understand.
And Carmelo was track. You can literally go a mile split. Yes, you can look at their mile splits. You can look at, but that meet, they were both not in the back. Well, you can't pull up that meet anymore because mile split took everything involving that meet off right now. So one is back.
That's not what you said, though. That's actually not what you said.
I guess we'll just never know. But my point is that again, this is like going to a student section because this meet was fairly large. This is like going to a student section at a football game and sitting in the student section of another team and expecting them not to tell you to leave.
Which is not illegal, by the way.
It's not illegal. But
If it was illegal, the cops would have been involved.
You know what is illegal? Plunging a knife into somebody's chest. That's illegal, you stupid fuck.
When somebody assaults you first, it's not. In Texas, it's not.
But
Actually, it is.
Let us read Texas. Real quick. I want to read so everyone understands. We can actually look at Texas Stand Your Ground laws, okay? And let us read what the Texas Stand Your Ground laws specifically say. So under Texas 932 Penal Code, if Carmelo Anthony had the right to be present and did not provoke the encounter, then he is not obligated to flee before using force. But because of the context and him saying, touch me and find out, many lawyers already have stated that most likely he provoked this encounter.
That's not a provocation. That's a warning. Again, what's happening is we have a lot of people that's not respectful.
Do people often give warnings when they're afraid?
You can't explain the rules to actually make it fit your narrative. The rule is you don't take a knife and plunge it into somebody's chest.
The rule is you don't
have to be considered to be in fear for your life. You have to believe.
Oh, I'm sorry for your delicate emotions, but I'm pretty sure if you're emotionally upset, it's not legal and it's not within the rules to take a knife and plunge it in somebody's chest. How long and how stupid will you persist in your stupidity?
We want to bring up Texas penal codes, right? Since we want to bring up Texas penal codes, I'm about
Yes,
to read the most.
932.
I'm about to read that fucking verbatim. Not actually 931. A person who has a right to be present at the location where the deadly force is used, who has not provoked the person against whom the deadly force is used, and who is not engaged in criminal activity at the time the deadly force is used, is not required to retreat before using deadly force as described by this section. Carmelo fits that description to quite literally.
No, where he doesn't fit the description.
There's additional criteria.
No, but where he doesn't meet the definition is, so first of all, when you have immediate or imminent grievous bodily harm or death, okay, you're allowed to use force as proportional. Somebody putting their hand on you or trying to move you is not. You don't get to just punch a knife in their fucking heart.
Take your hands off of me now! Ah!
If you smack a police officer, the police officer might pull out their gun, okay? But the first thing they're going to do is not shoot you. That's just not going to happen.
Correct. That's a whole different argument.
Correct.
Y'all love
And the law requires you to use proportional force. So
here's the problem. Here's the issue with that. There's no such thing as proportional force when
Yes, there is.
I know that you don't understand the concept of proportional force because your father never taught it to you. But there is proportional force, actually.
A 5'9", 130-pound human being is not expected.
So if a bouncer tries to move me, who's twice my size, and I pull out a pocket knife and stick it in his fucking heart because I didn't want him putting his hands on me, he's twice my size, that is still considered murder.
Is that bouncer?
Yeah, that's murder.
Putting his hands on you for the fuck of it, or is he actually moving you?
Doesn't matter. Let's say the bouncer was a dick. This has actually happened to me before. And the bouncer just ends up taking your beer bottle. Hold on a second. He takes your beer, throws it in the trash, and pushes you. Okay? You can't.
Ridiculous example.
No, it's not. He's twice my size. I can't just go ahead and shoot him or stab him.
It's a totally non-relevant fucking dude. You're making me come on. This is ridiculous. What it comes down to is that they had to believe that deadly force was imminently.
Exactly what I wanted to say. Exactly.
And here's the thing: deadly force is absolutely.
Let him finish. Tim is speaking for two people right now. He's speaking for me as well. I want to hear what he says.
When we're speaking on the size difference as well.
Hold on, a white man is speaking.
If he believed that deadly force was imminent, why would he be making a threat?
That's not a threat. That's a warning.
He believed
Me telling you to not touch.
It ain't a threat, it's a warning.
What happens? That's a warning to you to not do it again.
But that's not the narrative that's being shaped here. The narrative is, oh, he's a poor little child, and no, he just got beat up by these two white kids, and I'm like, no, he made a fucking verbal threat.
He didn't make a threat. That's not a threat. That is not a threat.
Oh, so what's this? Really? So I can't threaten you with words without
not a threat.
So I can't threaten you without being literal.
A threat is a threat.
I can't say something in a threatening manner.
A statement of intention to inflict pain, injury, or damage or other hostile actions on someone.
Was there a birthday cake in the fucking bag?
Done or not done.
He
never said what he was gonna do. Therefore, it doesn't come.
You guys are not listening to each other.
He never
not
said what he was
listening.
gonna do. Therefore,
You're not listening. Trey, you're not listening.
I'm listening. These
So
guys don't know what words mean. That's the problem.
Well, you don't have to call people idiots. I mean, that's not really conducive to a
Does
productive
anyone
discussion.
believe if it was stated that there's something else in the bag
If he
other
said,
than a
if you touch me, I'm going to stab you, that is a threat. But he said, touch me and see what
Does
happens. That is
anyone
not a
believe
threat.
that there would
All
have
right,
been
come by my neighborhood and see what happens. Try that in a small town. See what happens.
Does anyone believe?
See what happens to you.
Is anyone of the opinion that there's anything other than a weapon in the bag? Is there a birthday fucking cake, flowers,
That kid would have never made it all legal.
Somebody that went
I will kill you.
Here's another thing, guys. Okay, and I get that you guys are just yelling at each other, but let's just be honest with the facts. Okay, when someone tells someone, if I told, like Trey, if you told me to move and I said touch me and find out, try it and find out, would you not be like, yo, who's this man? Tell me.
That's not a threat. That's you warning me that if I touch you again, there's gonna be some type of.
It's not a threat. It's a threat when you say I'm gonna kill you if you don't touch me.
It's only a threat.
If you say that, you're inviting him into equal combat, actually.
It is only a threat.
And that's not really a threat
I'm
either.
going to do X, Y, and Z to you. That's
It's an invitation to fight, is what that is. Touch me is an invitation.
No, it's not a threat.
It's not a threat. It's an invitation to equal combat. And if he pulls out a knife, he's just escalated illegally.
And
that's
if
why
I
it's
may,
Again,
I've been waiting very patiently. The patient people just get steamrolled on this act.
No, you're not patient.
I've been waiting a long time.
I don't think
Dr. Trey, you are 100% wrong, man. This guy murdered this other boy.
See, look, Edmund is proving my point. He got his word in by just interrupting.
Sorry, but when somebody plunges a knife into somebody's chest and it's on a fucking playground park, your ass is a murderer.
Do you think Kyle Rittenhouse was a murderer?
We talking about one dumb motherfucker right now. I don't know about Kyle Rittenhouse. I know about a guy that just stabbed another guy in the chest with a knife.
All right, shut
Kyle
up.
Rittenhouse shot 2 people, so.
But that, yeah, okay, but all of that was there was ample video evidence that showed, and this, of course, this isn't racial. I don't know why you guys bring it up, but it showed him being attacked by 3 different people. Now, when it comes to this case, we don't have that. We don't have video evidence yet, and so it's not. But I want to touch on something because just a few days ago, I was listening to people, and you're the same people that like literally were cheering for OJ not to be found guilty just because he's one of your kinfolk. And you guys were literally saying how like, oh, he tried beating him up and he smashed his phone. Oh, he jumped him at a party a week before. Now now all of the news is coming out, and even yesterday, that his family spokesperson said that no, the 2 boys had didn't know each other before that incident. They had they didn't know anything. And it comes to find out he wasn't getting beaten up or anything like that before the knife was plunged into his chest. But here you are, because he's black, you're just going to go ahead, and I was actually...
Black politics!
I'll see what happens. But I see right through you black people that are standing...
Racial identity politician!
You really don't give a shit. You hate white people, you don't give a fuck. If it's one of your black people who murders a white person, you see it as oppression somehow, that they get held accountable.
Other people. I hate people that have no authority whatsoever.
Well, right. Okay, so I'd like to say 2 things. So first of all, I want to say that it's probably likely that he didn't use the words he used were not exactly limited to touch me and see what happens. Because usually when people say touch me and see what happens, they might say something like, touch me and see what happens, boy, I'll knock your ass out, or something like that. I'm not sure. But it's possible that he might have said something more than touch me and see what happens. Touch me and see what happens. Boy, I'll fucking fuck your ass up. Touch me, see what happens. So it's not always exactly touch me and see what happens, period. There might have been something else. The other thing that I'm noticing is that it's just a difference of cultural values. And one of the things that I hear a lot coming from the black community is about respect. Basically, there are some things that a hypothetical person could do to a black person that would be so disrespectful that it would justify a physical response.
This might not be his first knifing. We don't know. He could have killed before.
In our community, we maintain that there's very little that in the realm of disrespect. Somebody could say the most horribly disrespectful thing to me ever that doesn't give me the right to have a physical response. And so one of the things I'm hearing is a lot of the black people say, like the guy Trey, he said, I don't like people who impose their will on others. If they impose their will on others, that's enough justification for murder. We're coming from a place where we don't like people who break the rules. And if we see somebody breaking the rules, we're going to stand up and try to enforce the rules. And we're not thinking that it's going to end in murder of any.
You treated me disrespectfully. Here's a knife to your chest.
Yeah, basically. You're killing me. I'm actually watching a movie, but you're killing me. responses. Oh my God.
I actually love the most the bit because someone earlier tried to quote Texas Penal Law 931, but they didn't go down far enough to the point of B4. And it states that the use of force against another is not justified if the actor provoked the other's use or attempted use of unlawful force. What does that mean? It means a threat, not a warning, is of intent to escalate rather than de-escalate. And this removes or can be interpreted by the law as removing their right to stand their ground.
Yeah, the definite escalation. Every time you focus on that, Tim, you're absolutely right. What's going to destroy any self-defense or attempted acquittal is the escalation. You have hit it correctly.
The single sentence, it has huge legal consequences. And as Zach said, he probably said more than one sentence. Probably he may have said something racist, or whatever it may have been. But that single sentence, huge consequences legally. So the lesson is if you're going to stab someone, just stab them. Don't say
The lesson is don't get angry and you won't stab people in the chests.
The lesson is don't piss off black people.
Don't bring a knife
That's
to a
right.
track meet.
That's
Why
right.
did he bring a knife to a track meet? I mean, it's just a question.
Probably because he's a violent thug. I mean, why else?
Yeah, what's his actual
The
record?
thing is, though, is that if his first,
You can't say the quiet bit out loud. What do you
He's not a violent
first thing he
thug.
does,
He felt threatened. He was standing his ground. He was defending himself.
okay,
He
so
was getting
the
bullied,
fact that
though,
the
Pepe.
first thing he did when he got, I guess, didn't want to be asked to move, is he reaches into his backpack. He was searching for his knife, and then said, "Touch me and find out." He obviously knew he had a weapon on him. Why else was he going through his fucking backpack? I mean, this is
he
like
searched for it before even saying it.
Why didn't
Yeah,
they
so
have
he
a
was
metal
reaching around
detector
in his
at the
backpack.
track
That's what
meet?
The police report. Shut up, Edmund. The police report did. There's multiple police officers that did described what the witnesses had told them, and they said, and one of them said that a witness had said that he went and he was kind of like was moving his arm around in his backpack to like basically locate the knife.
Yeah, you gotta jiggle the arm to find the weight so you can find the weapon to strike. The point is, everybody, I'm going to a conservative Donald Trump prayer luncheon meeting, so I gotta get ready for the prayer with Donald Trump this afternoon. If you are all interested in praying with Donald Trump for America and for peace, hit me up in the back channel and I'll send you the link. God bless everyone and have a great day. Peace now, joy now. Farewell, everyone.
God, oh my Lord, have mercy. Edmund, have fun. At the end of the day, it comes down to, and I don't give a shit about what your skin color is. It comes down to who you are raising inside your home. What goes on inside your home? Are you raising good humans or are you raising animals? Who are you raising?
You're raising angry people because the parents are angry people, and thus they strike out in anger with every slight aggression. They have no temperance.
So does anyone have evidence that there were bullies at all? Like, let's forget the race thing. Does anyone?
Let's forget that he took a knife and plunged it into someone's chest.
They were bullies. There's no evidence that came out that they were bullies, but what they did say is that the two did not know each other before that incident. So he did not bully that boy.
No. I'm not saying to bully. I'm saying in that school, but this from another school where they bully justification.
I haven't heard.
No, of course it's not. But let's be honest here. If Anthony Campbell was white, he wouldn't come back with the AR-15. If Anthony Campbell was white, he would not be standing. Let's be honest. He would be back with the AR-15, finish everyone off, and then finish himself.
Okay,
That's the fact.
okay?
If you get trolled on Clubhouse, do you pull a knife out and stab your phone? No, you just scream back at the phone. You don't destroy your phone with a knife.
Right? I'm trolling, but like I'm just saying, like we know that this does happen where kids get bullied. I'm not saying that's the situation,
Is it
but
possible
if
to both
most jobs are known for being bullies, maybe, just maybe, he probably saw that and be like, they done do this to me.
I think they're the whole case out. They're insane. Both parties are insane.
Hold on. Did he just say that most athletes are bullies? Is that what I just heard?
Well, he was.
I mean, yeah. What do you think these kids with AR-15s do it for? You think they just do it because they're angry? Somebody bullied them to get to their point.
That he's trolling. Amazing.
He did say that. But I mean, on
none of this is good.
On another note, though, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just pointing since both parties are both ungoverned, they're both insane. That's insanity. In the court.
Really, the Republicans don't do all the woke spending.
You see, what I find typically in arguments is those that want to say that there's blame on both sides are always the ones with the weakest position.
I'm not saying this.
Yeah, pick a side, become a Republican, and denounce the Democrats once and for all.
I do not condone the stabbing at all. I do not condone it. Because the young
Don't use because or but, for God's sake. Don't use because.
Both parties are incompetent. If you have two dummies, what the fuck you think gonna happen? Some dumb shit.
No, you know who's dumb? The guy who pulls a knife out and murders someone. That's real stupidity.
I understand what you're
saying. Yeah, but like, okay, but George, why approach somebody with a knife? Because I think he had a knife in his section before.
They're two incompetent beings. What are you expecting from two?
I don't think that he approached him with a knife. I think that he pulled the knife out.
No, the statement, or at least Kagan's statement, said that there was a warning that happened, and Anthony was like, "I will stab you."
Sir, are you currently located in America?
Yeah, I'm in Detroit.
Okay. How long have you been in America? How long have you been in America for? How long have you been in America, sir?
Kagan, the white man.
Let me just say, Lucifer is American.
The white man.
Trey is American. Carmelo Anthony is American. But if you're not American, I feel like this is like an American. Tim is an honorary mention. Tim, you're grandfathered in. Tim's grandfathered in. Everybody else, if you're not American, fuck off.
That's racist, my friend. Don't make Musanda angry. He might pull a knife out and stab it in his phone.
What is this Anderson?
I just think both parties were incompetent.
This guy's from Djibouti.
He's Irish.
He's fucking Irish.
When you pull a knife out and you stab another man in the heart, you are going to be guilty of murder.
He would plead insanity and let the boy should be.
You hear that, Anderson?
No one's pleading insanity.
I'd like to respond to Lucifer briefly, if I can. Right, well, everybody's talking over each other. But let me just say briefly, I think that saying they're two dummies is a little bit of a cop-out argument because there are lots of 17-year-olds. Mm-hmm. Most of them are dummies.
Correct.
And they're not all stabbing each other.
Well,
there had to be more to the picture.
I totally understand what you're saying, right? So there's a couple of things. Again, when you're incompetent, you're incompetent. That means you're not complete, right? We agree. Incoherent. Things are not going to be registering as what you all would deem to say within the frameworks of how people should act. They're not.
You're just boiling in your own butter, Lucifer.
I know. I'm boiling.
Let me ask you this.
This is also subjective.
What if you happen to fucking punching it out?
Sorry.
That's still, again.
The United States military trusts 17-year-olds with fully automatic weapons. And you're saying that these 17-year-olds can't be expected to just fucking
the United
to be in each other's presence?
Yeah, what I'm saying, even
so 17-year-olds cannot be
Yeah.
trusted with being just 17.
But what I'm saying, parents in America should get the law back to where they can beat the hell out of that kid when they act a
You
fool.
just want to whip somebody's ass. You always want to beat somebody's ass.
No, the problem is education, and that's the biggest thing. Is these people don't have programming. Do you know what a book is? It's actually an external software program you can put in your brain, so you're less reactive, and you don't want to take a knife and plunge it in someone's chest. It's called a book. Maybe some people should try a book instead of TikTok or Instagram or YouTube or Facebook. It's called a book.
Education does nothing.
Coming back to the room title of yesterday, this is about culture, right?
Right. I would agree with you. It is a culture and a lack of education.
A book can influence culture.
No one believes that they are divinely connected to the divine and walk as a representative. That's what I observe.
The Jews do.
No, the Jews.
The J-word whisperer strikes again.
No human
chosen ones. What are you talking
But they don't act like God in the
They're
flesh.
actually Jesus.
They will
We don't
deny.
need to turn
Wait,
this
did
into
Carmelo
a-
Anthony scream out, "I am God" as he plunged the knife into the white boy's
What I'm
chest?
saying is,
about?
use something to get y'all fucking attention. Then I'm trying to get your attention, but it ain't working.
That's because Lucifer was yesterday's news, doctor. I mean, now we have this thing called the law, where when you plunge a knife into someone's chest, there's repercussions. It's called karma.
What happened about the stand your ground law, though? Wasn't he getting attacked?
How many more children need to fucking die before you motherfuckers wake the fuck up? How many more? How many more?
I don't know. They gotta start reading books, Lucifer.
We don't talk the same shit.
They've gotta start reading again. It's called a book. Have you heard of it? There are these things called books. They sit on shelves, and they're software programs you can put in your brain. You don't have to carry a knife with you. It's called a book. Carry a book with you.
A book. Okay.
If he was carrying the Bible, he could have defended himself against the knife. He could have had the knife plunge into the book.
I'd like to read something, please.
Is it from a book?
Y'all can read.
It's from a book. It's from a poem. Okay, it's from a poem. I'd like to read from a poem. The Lord giveth and he taketh. Well, he repoed dat. They don't quiver, they don't shake, they just reload gats. So much beef, someone could have a feast on that. Now, a person like myself didn't have to keep no gat. But nowadays, motherfuckers is weak, won't scrap. So the OGs tell me, please roll strapped. It's fucked up, but it bees like that.
Who the fuck wrote that shit?
J. Cole.
Dr. Seuss. Bitch.
Dr.
Cole.
Seuss is everything.
He's a fucking bitch.
You don't like J. Cole?
He's a fucking bitch. If he said all that, he don't know who the fuck he is. He's got to carry a gat.
He said a person like myself didn't have to keep a
They
gat.
have to. Wow.
But nowadays, motherfuckers is weak and they won't scrap. So OGs tell me, please roll strapped. He says it's fucked up, but it bees like that. They don't quiver, they don't shake, they just reload gas. So much beef like that.
I'm telling you, if you beat those kids a little bit when they're being
You want to fuck some shit up. You want to beat me
Nah,
up.
that's just great, bro. If you keep educating kids and you don't give them parenting, all these, so many parents, and fortunately, I'm not speaking about Beth because obviously she knows what the fuck is up. If you don't parent your child and then you send them to these public bullshit ass schools, even a private school, you don't parent your child.
You know how to parent a child? You can do it with a book. Lots of books. It's called programming your child with words and information instead of television and Disney and TikTok and Instagram and YouTube and Clownhouse. It's called a book. It's a program.
It's called critical thinking, and we have to.
How many
start
songs
getting
are
our
there by
children
white
to-
artists saying if a motherfucker roll up, he's gonna get lit up? Or I'm gonna pop a cap in his ass? Like, how many white songs are there about killing other people?
Oh, wait,
How many?
there are white
A lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of songs with white people, white and
There's
black
like songs about
saying
killing
shit.
and fucking and sucking and stealing and.
Yeah.
What about rock and roll? Yeah, don't rock and roll talk about
I'm
killing.
gonna steal some shit from. You know that one? That's a good song.
There's so many songs across
Yeah, what
the
about-
generations that are literally about raping
Hey,
and
how about
hurting
you
and
go
killing.
get one instead of and stop talking? Okay.
Easy.
What was the line?
You see, I just recorded my friend reading a poem, but everything else has been low value up until that point. So nice job, my friend.
But it's all.
Hello?
The point is just, again, all I'm stating as an observer, I'm not human. I'm sitting here watching this human construction, and this shit is absolutely hilarious. It's the same shit. You
They
guys
just
keep
reload
looping,
gas.
keep looping.
So
It
much
don't even
beef,
get-
someone could have a feast on that. Now, a person like myself didn't have to keep no gat. But nowadays, motherfuckers is weak, won't scrap. So the OGs tell me, please roll strapped. It's fucked up, but it bees like that. I found one.
Some of the most mainstream, publicly celebrated songs. Been a banger since I've been a little nigga. Rob got killed for his Barclays. That's 10 years. Name a white song.
Why do white students exist?
I found
Why do white students exist? If white
Mr.
people,
Anderson.
then who's motivating the white students?
Mr.
Mr. Anderson, so who's motivating the white
This is an
students?
American
What you think
conversation.
is good?
No,
Who's
the
motivating
Nigerian
the white
voice is
students?
not needed here.
Who's
So,
motivating the
please,
white
who
students?
is moderating
Who's
this?
motivating the white
Who's
students?
moderating this room?
Not a
Hang
fucking
on.
African. That's
Who's
for sure.
motivating
Back
the
to
white students then?
All right, everybody, I'm headed off to the Donald Trump afternoon prayer session where we're praying for America and we're praying for peace and we're praying for joy. Have a great Shabbos, everybody. Rabboni Shalom. See you this time next year in Yerushalayim. Yeshua Rabboni Shalom. Good Shabbos. I'm starting Shabbos early. I've got my wine ready. Have a great Friday. Hope y'all don't stay in hell with Lucifer forever. Get beyond the abyss and free yourself from Clown House. It's hell. I'm going to the boat. I'm going to go do some yoga at the beach and get a nice suntan and have a beautiful lunch at the beach and then go to the country club and play some golf. Have a great day, everybody. And God bless America. Take care now. Bye-bye.
My friend, what song was Ted Bundy? What about Ted Bundy? When he did all that matter, what song was Ted
Are you
Bundy?
Indian now? What the fuck is going on, sir?
Committing felonies.
What was Ted Bundy when he was killing all
Is
the
this
white
what
women?
happened on Whole
Fuck
Foods?
you,
Like,
bloody.
you fucking
Bloody,
your
fuck
ass
you.
on Clubhouse?
I'm fucking you.
One of them gold ropes. Shit.
That's a good example.
One of those gold ropes.
I get the hat. No, that'd be dope. Tossed and turned in my sleep that night. Woke up the next morning.
My brother, please, I'm
Who is moderating this?
Who's motivating the white
Who's moderating this room?
Not a
Hang
fucking
on.
African. That's
Who's
for sure.
motivating
Back
the
to
white students then?
All right, everybody, I'm headed off to the Donald Trump afternoon prayer session where we're praying for America and we're praying for peace and we're praying for joy. Have a great Shabbos, everybody. Rabboni Shalom. See you this time next year in Yerushalayim. Yeshua Rabboni Shalom. Good Shabbos. I'm starting Shabbos early. I've got my wine ready. Have a great Friday. Hope y'all don't stay in hell with Lucifer forever. Get beyond the abyss and free yourself from Clown House. It's hell. I'm going to the boat. I'm going to go do some yoga at the beach and get a nice suntan and have a beautiful lunch at the beach and then go to the country club and play some golf. Have a great day, everybody. And God bless America. Take care now. Bye-bye. Oh my gosh. USA prayer.
They just reload gas. So much beef, someone could have a feast on that. Now, a person like myself didn't have to keep no gat. But nowadays, motherfuckers is weak. Won't scrap. Jeez, tell me, please roll strapped. It's fucked up, but it bees like that.
Who the fuck wrote that shit?
J. Cole.
That's a fucking bitch.
J. Cole.
everything.
He's a fucking bitch.
You don't like J. Cole?
He's a fucking bitch. He said all that. He don't know who the fuck he is. He's got to carry a gat.
He said a person like myself didn't have to keep a
They
gat.
have to. Right?
But nowadays, motherfuckers is weak and they won't scrap. So OGs tell me, please roll strapped. He says it's fucked up, but it is. They just reload.
It's working.